Oh my God. It's the Show Feed podcast. I'm Stu. This is Big Booty Goddess, um,
Lola, hi.
or Lola. Or what happened to Italian Stallion? What happened to that name?
I'm still Italian Stallion. It's Italian Stallion, Hashtalian Stallion. They're just interchangeable. It's just they've all been deleted, all the Instagrams.
Okay.
So it's the title is Big Booty Goddess, but people call me Italian Stallion because I'm Italian
Okay.
and I'm tall.
Okay.
Yeah,
How tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
And you wear a size 11. Okay.
Yes,
Damn. Basically 6 feet tall.
damn near.
What version of sex work did you start off with? Were you doing feet first? Did you ever do dancing? What did you start with?
I started off as a full service sex worker.
Hmm.
So I'm a 304 first, and then through that, people had asked me randomly through my ads to do like different fetishes and stuff. Some
Hmm.
of my more long term clients, they are fetish clients. I
Okay.
don't know. They just took a chance on me and I just did it pretty well. So after a while, I just kept doing it.
Okay.
And I made a page for it. And here we are.
Okay, what would you say are the main three, the top three fetishes that you cater to?
I would say foot fetish, ass fetish, and I would say giantess fetish as well.
Okay, so is feet on top for you?
I would say feet and ass are on the same level.
Okay, because you do a lot of the fart stuff.
Yeah.
Is that the most lucrative form of content you make? The
No, I
farts?
would say that's just, I think what's really popular right now. So people are just like
Mm-hmm.
requesting it. I post mostly what people request of me just
Yeah.
because, that's what people are wanting to see.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it all.
What do you prefer to make as far as content? Like, what do you have the most fun making? What's the easiest? What do you prefer
Um,
to do?
I have a lot of fun doing like solo, like booty and souls videos, like JOI, as well as humiliation.
Mm-hmm.
Just pretty much like anything where it's just me and, I'm doing a script or something like that. I feel like that's
Yeah.
where I show most of my potential.
Mm-hmm. So you like acting, role playing, basically.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. Do you still do full service, or are you just doing fetishes,
I
basically?
do both. I'm just a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more selective,
Mm-hmm.
given circumstances.
Yeah,
I feel like times have changed, so the ability to offer that as openly as we once were able to is just not possible anymore.
yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, they kind of blur the lines between professional and personal.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes when people don't know those boundaries, it's hard to continuously offer that to those people because
Yeah.
I don't want to get confused and I don't want you to get confused.
Right. Okay. So have you ever actually done full on porn, or do you?
No.
Why not?
Um, it's actually funny because back in the day when I used to work like outside, like with other girls, like they used to tell me like, "Oh yeah, you should do porn. Like it's so much easier. You get paid more." But it's like I had watched like people kind of get like just worn down and pretty tired just by doing the on-screen stuff so much. It makes it kind of
Mm-hmm.
harder for them to enjoy it personally.
Yeah.
And I felt like I always wanted to keep some of it private.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do have sex tapes, but
Mm-hmm.
um, they're my private ones that
Yeah.
I choose to share at my own discretion. So,
Right.
you know, and I think that creates a little bit more of a personal experience with people. Like they don't feel like, oh, like she's a porn star, she's gonna expect this, or I can expect this. It's more of like, okay, this is a girl, she's just cool, she just be down with shit, and she's just a good time.
Okay. And you would never consider it, basically.
No,
Damn. Okay.
no, I've even taken like a little bit of a step back away from like the foot porn just because like I mean this isn't my only job. Like I work as a rep for other brands. I work in
Mm-hmm.
different fields. So when I'm finally ready to say goodbye to certain parts of this lifestyle, I want to be able to do that with no worries about things surfacing or something that I might not feel as confident in the future as I do now.
Yeah. So you're trying to get the hell on eventually, right?
Well, yes and no. I think this field is becoming oversaturated. I didn't
Oh.
understand when I mean, because I'm 25 now. I've been providing services to people since I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched it change a lot since
Mm-hmm.
I first started. And, you know, I'm not, there are new girls coming in, and there, there was a point where I was a new girl coming in and it was my time. I just feel like that's just the way of the game. Like, as you get older, like, there are people who are always going to want to see you, people who are always going to
Mm-hmm.
love you, but the new girl is always a thing, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
So do you believe it's becoming oversaturated? Do you believe that basically the foot fetish thing as a whole could benefit from the industry expanding? Or
No.
you don't think we could?
No, I think it's very, very just childish to think that this is something that everybody can be like, no part of life is truly for everybody.
Yeah.
And people think that this is something that's easy and fun, and it is fun and it can be easy, but
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times is people put in a lot of work to make it look that easy,
Mm-hmm.
and people don't want to work. People be
Mm-hmm.
thinking this is like a cheat, and it's like, no, this is a 24/7 job. This is a brand. You have
Yeah.
to hold yourself to a higher standard, and some people don't consider that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have that business mindset.
Yeah. So you became a sex worker at 19 technically.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get in? Because that's pretty young. How did you?
Yo, when I was younger, I used to like be on Omegle like all the time. I used to literally like Skype random men like literally all the time when I was younger for literally no reason. I
Okay.
used to chat with random people on Kick all the time. Like that was always something that I was into. So when I had turned 18, I went on Tinder just like everybody else. I was meeting up with people. I had my Snapchat. My Snapchat used to be so lit. Like I don't even use Snapchat anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But there was this guy on there who like would beg me to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I was just like, if you give me money, like I'll meet up with you. Like what? But we have to meet at lunch first, and we have to talk first, because I'm not just gonna sit here and take your money if you're crazy. Like,
Okay.
and he drove all the way to New York from New Jersey, and he met me. He picked me up. He took me to go get Italian food, and he paid me, and that was that. He saw me once a week, every Thursday.
Okay. But what were y'all doing? What
It was full
these were?
service, but I
Oh,
mean, he
okay.
just would come for like 2 hours every single time. We would have lunch, and then we
Mm-hmm.
would go to, do our thing, and
Okay.
then go our separate ways. But
Okay.
he used to like try to be like, "Oh, will you marry me?" All types of stuff. He got obsessive.
Right.
So, it ended pretty quickly, and then I stopped that and I started my OnlyFans.
Okay.
Then for my OnlyFans, people used to ask to meet up from there all the time, and I had lived in Colorado at the time, and I was independent. I've been on my own since I was 19, so
Mm-hmm.
I always had something on the side to like make some extra cash, like whether it was this or something else. So, I just met up with one person and I literally made my rent in like one night. And I used to
Okay.
work like two jobs. And
Mm-hmm.
then I had like a part-time job like in addition to those two jobs.
Okay.
And I literally like was worried at one point, like, am I going to be able to pay this rent like by myself this month?
Mm-hmm.
And when I literally made the whole rent in one night, and I was like, what the hell? And I never looked back.
Okay. How did you get into doing in-person sessions? How did you find out about that stuff? And
Well, I didn't know it was like a thing. I just thought I was just crazy at first. Like when I had that first meetup, I thought I was insane. Like I didn't tell anybody about it. Like
right.
I had maybe told maybe one of my friends.
Yeah.
And um I had like a couple of other friends at the time. They were all like, like, hey, we dance, we do this and stuff like that. And I didn't know what that meant.
Mm-hmm.
And then like some girl, she was like, yo, you should just try it out. You should meet up with one of them. Like I am not going to meet up with anybody for my OnlyFans if they're not going to pay me. And I was like, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
She's like from California. She moved to Colorado for a little bit. She was like, I remember like when I first met her, like she had lip filler, she had long lashes, beautiful long hair, her long hair, like LA girls. So I was just
Yeah.
like, wow, like she's so beautiful and like
Mm-hmm.
she's just like so confident in just meeting up with people.
Yeah.
So I asked her, like, where do you post? She told me where to post at the time. I uploaded it. I posted an ad.
Mm-hmm.
and I hit immediately.
Okay.
Like back then it was so easy. Like somebody could text you, be like, "Hey, I'm a truck driver. I'll be in this city at this time. Like, can we do a session?"
Mm.
And they would be dead ass serious. Like they would show up, cash in hand, everything.
Yeah.
Stuff's not like that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a while back where you could basically just advertise everything on Instagram. You can go to your
Instagram,
yeah.
Craigslist,
Mm-hmm.
all of the ads, literally. Then once I started getting deeper into it, I learned like different paid sites, and then after that, I started to get a little bit more popular. I had somebody running my Twitter for me for a little while, and then I took it over. And once I took it over, it was over with.
Okay. So as far as in-person sessions, did you start with feet stuff like what was it, worship, foot jobs? How it?
It's actually funny because my first foot client, like my first couple of feet clients, like I didn't even know what a foot job was. I
Mm.
did not know what a foot job was until I had like made a foot page.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like they would pay me to do random shit, like literally talk, do a bunch of drugs with they not with them, but they're like called party and play packages where like they just
Mm-hmm.
want a nice pretty girl to like hang out with them.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, he would always do coke off my feet and then just like massage them.
I've never heard of
He would
anything
always
like
ask me to
that.
come with dirty socks too.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, it was crazy.
Coke off your
Yeah,
I've
he
never
would
heard
take
of that.
lines right here, right off my foot. So I had no idea how deep the foot fetishism really ran.
Yeah.
I just knew like some people like some freaky stuff, and like they
Mm-hmm.
just were kind of like secretive about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's when I made a foot page and I was like, oh nah,
Yeah.
this crazy. Like, but
Yeah. Do you enjoy worshiping foot jobs, or is it you can live without it?
I think that really depends on the person that you're with,
Mm-hmm.
because not all worship is the same and not all foot jobs are the same. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you can have the skills, but it's like if you were to have sex, like if they're not like really giving you any feedback, you're not really gonna enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I love getting my feet worshipped, but I love getting my feet worshipped like in a way that feels good, not in a
Yeah.
way that feels like dry and amateur like.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as foot jobs, like nobody likes a quiet foot job.
Yeah. Would you say that a foot job is would you say that a foot job is more like tiring and it feels more like work?
No.
Or oh.
For me personally, like the satisfactory part in the session has always been a part of the session.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it has kind of allowed it to be mutually beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
I get to take a little bit of time for the first part. I get my feet worshipped. It feels good. I'm relaxed.
Yeah.
Then as I thank you, a big nice gesture. We end in a foot job, and it's nice. I like it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love it. I really
Okay.
do. I think maybe when I first started, before I was more confident in myself, because I used to study like all of the people that I'm friends with now. I used to study like the foot job videos, because the first person asked me for a foot job, like, and if he sees this, I'm so sorry, because
Mm-hmm.
I really did not know what the fuck a foot job was. I had never seen a foot job video. I had literally never seen a foot job, never even seen feet around a dick ever.
Yeah.
And then I started watching these videos, and I like unlocked Pandora's box, and then I started collabing with some people. And then there was things that I liked that I did in performance wise, and things I didn't like when I was watching back. And then
Mm-hmm.
I just started to add that more into like my own kind of recipe.
Okay. When you're in a relationship or when you're dating, whatever, do you prefer a man to have a foot fetish or?
Yes.
Okay.
I've had a situation where it was like the person didn't have a foot fetish, and it's like I'm I'm not a square. So like, there are people. You know what I'm saying? There's like people have different purposes. That's it.
Yeah.
Um I think it's boring if you're not down to try anything. But I also do know there was a point where I didn't used to feel that way.
Right.
So, but I think foot fetishism is like you have to at least meet that box,
Okay.
because I don't know. I want to get my feet rubbed on. I want to rub my
Right.
feet
Right.
on you. I want to put my feet on you. Like, I don't know. That's something
Right.
that I like doing. I even like just sitting on like people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love just putting my ass down on people. So if that's not something
Mm-hmm.
you're into, that we cannot work out.
Okay. Basically, the ass worship, the ass obsession stuff is necessary too. You
Not
think?
like to a point where it's like you need to be like literally up my ass all the time. But you know, like
Right.
who doesn't like booty rubs?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Do you have any fetishes of your own?
I do like getting my feet worshipped.
Mhm,
I do like smothering too. Like that's a
mhm.
really big thing for me. I think my biggest fetish is just pleasing people. It really is.
Okay.
Because if I don't feel like somebody's having a good time, I'm not gonna have a good time.
Mhm,
And if somebody doesn't feel like I'm having a good time, they're not gonna have a good time either.
mhm.
And they both kind of go hand in hand. And it's like this is a lot of time and this is a lot of money for some other people, you know what I'm saying? To
Mhm.
not be having fun. It's like you're not gonna sit here and think like later on in the day, like, damn, I really regret that hour or 2 hours. Like, nah, I don't
Mhm.
have time for that. Like, I want to enjoy myself in every single room that I'm welcomed in. I want
Mhm.
to just enjoy it because I feel like that's what people like too. Like
Yeah.
they don't want to feel like you're just a fucking robot there. Like they don't.
Right.
Or a blow up
Yeah.
doll at the very least.
Yeah. That's true. Okay. Do you you offer Dom services?
Yeah.
Which ones do you go as far as pegging? What do
I
you do?
don't peg yet. I'm working
Yes.
my way to try to do so just because like some of my regulars like, you know, they're like, please, please, please. And, you know, I would love to be a one-stop shop for all. That's what I try to pride myself on. Like, you know, that I'm very open-minded about stuff. It's just like the man butt hygiene thing that really like grosses me out because it's like I just don't know.
Yeah, some people are pretty bad. Some
Like
people
I
are pretty
just don't
bad.
know. Some people be saying like they be like, I don't know. Mm-mm.
I would think if you're a man that requests pegging, I would
You'd
hope
be
that
fucking surprised.
yeah. I would hope
Because
you're
there's a lot that goes on there without even being pegged that you be seeing, like with the brown spots and stuff like that. Like,
yeah. Would you say that's probably like the worst thing about sessioning is when you
no,
get
the
the
worst thing about sessions is when I feel like you stink and you like an entitlement, like a lack of respect in regards. Like, you know, like
mhm,
there are people who will feel like just because they're paying you that they can have whatever they want, and it's
mhm,
like that's not the case. This entire thing is about consent on both ends. You're consenting to doing this. I'm consenting to doing this with you. We're
mhm.
consenting to a time together. We're consenting to an agreement. And, you know, I just feel like there's a subtle, like, I wouldn't just go around just touching people without being like, yo, like, is it okay? You know,
Yeah.
that's just because it's me, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So pegging is up in the air. You plan on doing it,
I
but
would
just
like to.
okay.
Like, I don't know if I would do so like in sessions, but as far as a video, like I have like one person I work with that I feel like, you know, my friends have also picked him. Like
Okay.
he's very clean every time we work together. So, you know, I could see myself maybe with him. But,
Okay.
you know, we'll see if
Okay.
that works out.
What would you say is the most out there thing you've done, either for a session or content? Like it's unique compared to all the other things. Like,
I call them extreme bodily fluid sessions.
oh, oh, you poop on people?
Yeah, but I mean, the requests don't stop there.
Mm-hmm.
It's an experience though.
You vomited on people.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait. So what do you? How does that happen? You like stick your fingers down your throat?
Yeah. Some people like to like take you out to eat and watch you eat and then watch you throw up afterwards. Like that's pretty much like but I got limits. Like I got maybe like two or three people that like I cater to that specifically for.
Mm-hmm.
Um or like the extreme like deep throating videos.
Mm-hmm.
Because those do end up, you know, with excessive amounts of spit and sometimes vomit if you do it
Okay.
right.
Are those uncomfortable for you? Like you?
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, it obviously takes a lot out of you physically, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, watching the video afterwards, like, I mean, in my personal life, that's something that I would probably like. I mean, not to the point of throwing up, but like deep throating in general, like,
Mm-hmm.
that's something that I feel like most people could get on board with. So I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just levels.
Yeah. Bodily.
I like making people happy. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
somebody says something like, "Oh, I've never had this done before." Like I really, really, really have always dreamed. Like I've had people tell me that, and like to have somebody tell you and be like, "Hey, like I've always wanted this, and like you made this a reality for me." Like that is like such a fulfilling feeling. Like I don't think I would trade that for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. You said you're gonna come back to Atlanta for a fart party.
Yes.
Are you allowed to tell us who all's gonna be there?
I don't know the official full list in
Hmm.
attendance, but it will be all of the girls from the last far party,
Yeah.
and then some newbies. So in this next week, Mel, she is definitely the one in charge. She is
Hmm.
going to be probably releasing some of that information.
So how does that work? As do y'all get clients for that?
So we take applications for that. Basically, for like the group farts, it's a little bit of a hefty price, but
Hmm.
given the fact that you're seeing multiple like people,
Yeah.
the price is not the same as it would be like individually. Like
Hmm.
you would be
Right.
kind of silly not to take advantage of that. But you also have to be okay with being used on video, and
Hmm.
like a lot of people are going to see this. You know, the first one was the first in history. This is going to be the second one, and
Hmm.
she's super dope for even bringing that stuff together, because
Hmm.
this is getting more popular.
Right.
Like people love that shit, and you
Hmm.
would be surprised who even loves that shit. It'd be like the most unsuspecting people. Oh, by the way, I do love farts. I'm like, oh wow, okay, you know, I don't know. I'm lactose and I love cheese, so I stay farting.
So how do you feel about other people's farts? Because you're in there.
Mm. I mean, farts are farts. They stink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like a video, I like to like. I'll take a video with the girls because, like, that's what we're here to do, and it's cool that we can work together, and people love to see that. But the smell, nah, that should be crazy.
You gotta step outside for a minute or
Yeah,
something.
and then it's like sometimes like people be having like they be sharding it happens, you know what I'm saying? So like you just have to like I used to work in the healthcare field, so I don't have a weak stomach.
Hmm.
I used to be a home health aide, and I used to work in medical billing, so I've always been around like stuff, if you will.
Yeah.
I've wiped old man's asses before. I've cleaned disgustingnesses before. I've helped people, when they couldn't do stuff themselves,
Hmm.
incontinence, all types of stuff. So I don't know. It's just kind of cool to be able to do it on your own terms.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's
You're
not for everybody. It's not. And that's the fun thing about this is like not everything is for everybody, because
Hmm.
you say that about farting, but it's like how many vanilla people will say that about feet?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I just think it's like people be like, oh, this. I mean, I have gotten a lot of support for it, a lot more support than I thought I was going to get,
Right.
which was really cool. I feel like my fans, they really fuck with me,
Hmm.
and they fuck with anything that I do, which I find really cool, because some
Yeah.
people like they're kind of forced to be in a box,
Hmm.
and I have made it a point to like not keep myself in one. Um, so it's cool that that has paid off,
Yeah.
but you know, some people are ignorant, some people are open minded.
Hmm. So do y'all stock up on like incense or sprays or something?
No.
You just let the smells fly?
Well, like sometimes we just shoot in specific rooms.
Hmm.
You go out, take a break, then come back in.
Okay, okay. So what as far as career, like in the future, what do you plan on doing? Because
I want to start growing soon. Start growing weed and
oh,
start
okay.
my own brand. But I also want to get my license in real estate. So I've been kind of saving up. I made like a bigger purchase recently um, on a place.
Yeah.
So, I've just been like working on like getting myself in a position where it's like everything is already there. All I have to do is just go.
Okay. What makes you want to grow weed? Just because you're a consumer of weed,
I
essentially,
just
or
think that Um, well, I work also in the weed industry.
okay.
So I also work with mushroom companies and stuff. So I work with a lot of different brands. So I smoke hash rosin. I've gotten more into it, but I've also gotten more into the science behind it. And it just, even when I used to live in Colorado as a square, like I worked at a dispensary for a little bit.
Hmm.
I wanted to grow there. There seemed like it was cool, but I don't know. It's just been something that I've always wanted. I've always wanted like my own grow, my own alternative bakery, like my own edible line.
Yeah.
it's just something I've always wanted for myself. And
Yeah.
it feels like the industry is growing more and more.
Hmm.
And like I have my own input on certain things that I like. And a lot of my clients take my recommendations for different products that they choose and
Hmm.
stuff. So I just feel like putting that effort and intention into actual plants themselves, like I don't know, I think it would be cool.
You don't think that market is oversaturated?
I think if you're not really like into it, you think it's oversaturated.
Hmm.
But I mean, there's reruns of everybody's favorite OG strains all the time, and it's just
Hmm.
the science is just getting easier to make it better and better. Like
Hmm.
so I just think that I want to make cash, and I think I would make good hash if I had the right mentor. So that's also what I've been looking for is the correct mentor to help teach me. I've been looking into taking seminar classes for it. I
Hmm.
don't know. It's just something I'm really passionate about.
Yeah.
Alternative medicine in general.
Okay.
Um, I'm not really somebody who's like into like over the counter stuff. Like I use it to medicate. Like if I
Hmm.
have pains, I use topical point ointments, and it's a miracle drug. Like for real, like there's a lot of stuff that can be done, and it can be useful for different things. And that's the thing that people don't realize is like it can be as effective as the effort that you put into it. If you want this plant to work more medicinally, and you want it to help people do this, it starts in the grow.
Yeah.
It starts there, and you have to make sure that you do everything correctly and clean. And then there's certain things, plants in general, like growing like a garden in
Right.
itself is a science.
Yeah.
So it gets a little more intricate when it comes to weed, which is kind of cool.
Okay. You live in a city where it's legalized?
No, I live in Houston. So that's also what the reason has been is like I started working at the underground markets over there, and it kind of just really made me realize like there are cities that are like really far behind. There are products that people will have never even thought of.
Oh, just ignore
And that made me feel like maybe my purpose is to help educate people on different things.
that. Okay. So do you plan on moving to a city where it's legalized or you?
I don't think that I plan on leaving Texas,
Hmm.
but just because I live in Texas doesn't mean I have to only reside in Texas.
Yeah.
I go to North Carolina a lot. I go to New York a lot. But I would probably do it in Texas just because I feel like they're missing that.
You can do it in Texas.
No.
Okay. Well, how does that work though? Like, are you planning on doing packaging and actual dispensary? Like, how does this process work?
Well,
You're just growing?
yeah, for right now it's just growing. I mean, I'm not
Okay.
gonna start selling products that I can't test for at first.
Yeah.
I would. I mean, in reality, it would take a couple runs before I get to where I would want to be as a producer, anyways.
Yeah.
So, I'm not worried about that because the timeline it could change. Things can change in Texas,
Hmm.
and not only that, but just because it's illegal does not mean they're not already stores selling weed.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know you could. Well, I guess technically you can't, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. Let me see if I got some other questions for you. Um, what part of your foot do you prefer to get sucked on? Some girls like toes. Some girls like the soles or the
I like in between my toes,
in between.
like here specifically, but then I also like getting like my
Oh.
toes like actually sucked, but like with no teeth.
Okay. What's your favorite pedicure?
My favorite pedicure is classic French till the day I die.
Ah. What is like the top three? What are the two after French?
Maybe a different colored French.
That's it, just
Yeah,
French.
that's it.
You don't like solid colors?
No. Every time I do one, I
Damn.
literally regret it.
Damn.
But I be
What
doing fun like French pedicures sometimes. Like my Christmas one last year was really crazy. I did one last summer that was like orange. It had all this like super like abstract art. It was fire.
okay. Damn.
But I do like the classic. Nothing will beat the classic.
Hmm.
Classic with I do really prefer a pink clear gel over nude though.
Okay. Have you done girl on girl foot worship?
Yeah.
You enjoy it or
Yeah. I
it's
mean,
cool?
I'm not gonna worship feet that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate good looking feet. I really do. Like,
Yeah.
cause some people be, but that's also the very cool thing about this is you could have ugly feet and you could still be lit. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like, there's a market for that. People like ugly feet. People
Yeah.
also like really pretty feet. People, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's literally feet for everybody.
Yeah. Damn.
But I like pretty feet.
Okay. What's your favorite girl? What's your favorite collab that you've done? If you could, it's like a video or.
Hmm. I think maybe low
Mm-hmm. Oh,
because that's my girl now. You know,
yeah.
I knew that we were gonna be cool because she's a dope ass girl, and you know we're both bad bitches with big butts.
Mm-hmm.
But when I met her in person, I was like, nah, that's my bitch. You know,
Yeah.
and you know we just took together very well, and I don't even think we worshipped each other's feet, but we definitely had a couple sessions together, and then we did like a couple of JOI videos, which is cool.
Okay. Okay. So what when you're collabing, what do you prefer to do?
Um, I like to do. Well, I get that people are into girl on girl foot worship, but I'll be
Mm.
honest. For me personally, that's not like a big seller.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not advertising it enough because I do have some,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. It's not my thing.
Yeah. I
I
don't. I
I
think in
think
general, actually, foot worship doesn't do as well as some of the other stuff.
yeah, I think people are into more interactive videos. Like they want JOI, they want humiliation, they want to be, you know, little role plays and stuff like that. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like they have more fun with that. It allows them to be more imaginative.
Okay. What's your favorite city to go to for sessions? I don't know why it did it for that long. Usually, it doesn't last that long.
Mm,
Dedication.
um, I don't know. I like Chicago, but at the same time, every time I go back to New York, like it's like I don't know. There's nothing like home. Like people know exactly what it is, know exactly what they want. They're exactly on time. They're like, I need this right now. And they're, you know what I'm saying? They're 110% serious. I mean, it's the same way other places, but I just feel like there's just a speed about New Yorkers that we just have mutually with each
Hmm.
other that it just goes so effortlessly.
Okay. Is that the most lucrative city? Like that's where you make the most money?
No, I wouldn't say so. I would say that's the one I've had like more of like my most long term clients because that's where I'm from. But um, I wouldn't. No, it really just depends on what time of year it is for real. Right now, I think maybe Chicago or North Carolina. But I really don't have a problem. I am at a point in my career where I can go anywhere.
Hmm.
I can go anywhere. I can literally say it that same day I'm going there,
Hmm.
and people will bite.
Yeah. Have you been to DMV? I've heard good
Yeah,
things about.
yeah. I mean, I've always been going to the DMV. Like before I had even been a foot model, I was going to the DMV.
Hmm.
So it kind of opened up a whole new ball game for me when I started revisiting there because there
Yeah.
were all these new people and they were coming for so many different things. And I don't know, like there's people there, and then my cash meets over there go crazy too.
Yeah. Yeah. The DMV. A lot of girls say the DMV does really well, and what's it called? What is it called? Rally? What is that?
Raleigh,
I don't
North
know how to
Carolina,
pronounce it.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I just, I don't know. There's just
I've never heard anybody say Chicago is one of their
it's one of
highest.
those hidden gems.
Yeah, I've never.
They
Wow.
they don't play about me over there,
Yeah, I've
which I'm
never.
thankful for.
What is the worst sexual experience you've had? Sexual encounter, like maybe an awkward moment or something disgusted you or something uncomfortable.
Mm, man, there's a couple of things that could be, but I don't know. I would just say like arrogance specifically. Like
Hmm.
that's a hugest turn off for me. Like
Hmm.
is when you're just acting like an asshole
Hmm.
because like you're with a girl. Like what the fuck are you acting like that for?
Right. Okay. So what type of man do you prefer?
I
You
wouldn't
like
say I
a
prefer
more
any type of man. Any man that loves me. You know what I'm saying?
oh. But what but you it sounds like you wouldn't want an aggressive man because you know there's the
Well, you know, there's a balance to things. I don't want you to be aggressive with me.
right.
I'm a girl. I don't want any man to be aggressive with me. Like that's weird to me. But
Hmm.
you know, like I don't know. Everybody has layers. Everybody's an onion. You know, I always say that we're all onions.
Yeah.
So you know, some person, you know, you get a different version of everybody depending on who you are.
You're from New York,
Yep,
or
I'm from Brooklyn.
but you don't like aggressive men necessarily.
No, they're fucking crazy over there. What? I don't think I would. It's like part of me thinks I would never fuck with a New York man, but at the same time, it's just like I don't think anybody but a New York man. Like it would have to be a New York man who lives outside of New York,
That's interesting. Outside of New York, in one of the boroughs,
or
though.
just like the Northeast tri-state area. Like you could be from any of those: Connecticut, New Jersey, Philadelphia, not Pennsylvania, Philly specifically.
Hmm.
Um, maybe Boston. But some people from Boston, you know what I'm saying? Like they be a little shy.
Hmm.
I
But
like
you,
somebody who's like, like you're confident in yourself. Like anything that I've got going on isn't gonna make you feel insecure at all or
yeah,
feel any type of way. Because that's another thing. Is like a lot of men like they'll be cool with some things, but then once they finally like see what it is, like they be jealous,
yeah.
resentful, or just insecure.
Hmm. You've been in a relationship as a sex worker.
Yeah, I've only had like one stable relationship as a sex worker. Um, but like it's because of that I'm like, I don't know, like I'm just sitting here like, I have I have things that I wouldn't negotiate.
Yeah,
But also, it's important to understand the type of, world we live in today. Like, yeah, it could be normal for like a girl to be a sex worker and have like a family and stuff, but like it's kind of still frowned upon, and
oh yeah.
that's totally okay. I mean,
Hmm.
sex work was never supposed to be the mainstream normal thing. It was
Right,
always supposed to be an underground community.
right. Have you had issues with like a man you're dating or whatever being kind of in your business?
No,
Like, oh no,
no. I'm not the type of person that like attracts insecure men. I'll be honest about that.
yeah,
So like really like the biggest problems I've ever had like in a relationship has been like my like I'll go to war about my respect. You know?
hmm,
Like people get comfortable around certain things and they want to say like, little slick ass comments and shit like that.
yeah,
Or like maybe insinuate something, or maybe like slut shame, like the foot job videos, like my past
right.
relationship, he hated those. He hated
Hmm.
feet altogether. He hated feet, like for
That's
real.
interesting.
Exactly. But I mean, I knew him before I had started feet. And it was crazy because he actually told me for a really long time, like, you should make a foot page, you should make a foot page. Then I made one and it was like, he couldn't stand me after that. But it's okay. That shit, I always say, like, the Lord, like, will always reveal to you what you need to know. You never
Hmm.
really have to go too far to ask for it.
Hmm. Okay. Have you would you quit if a guy told you?
No.
Oh no.
I would quit because I want to quit. I'm not going to quit because somebody told me that that was what I needed to quit. Like, I'm a Taurus, first of all. You're not going to tell me what to do at all. And if I
Right.
listen to you, it's because I want to do that. It's not because I want to listen to you.
Hmm. Damn. But you would consider it like you would consider it yourself giving it up for.
Yeah. I mean, like, I want to have a farm. Like, I want to grow weed, but the ultimate goal, I want to have a farm. I want to live off my land. I am kind of like a low key person. Like,
Yeah.
like I feel like I've seen a lot of things, I've done a lot of things, I haven't done everything, but
Hmm.
everybody wants a quiet place to go home to at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
I have always wanted to like have cows, chickens. I've been saying stuff about chicken coops like for 2 years.
Hmm.
Like I swear, this next purchase that I just this next place that I just got, like I'm gonna be able to have a chicken coop there. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Like I didn't get an apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like I am like being a fucking adult. Like
Yeah.
I want my chicken coop, and that's that.
A chicken, that sounds like work.
It is
You,
work. A lot of stuff is work, but a lot of things
yeah.
are rewarding. I don't know. My parents, they grow a lot of, like, they garden a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, they, cucumbers, peppers,
Hmm.
tomatoes. Like, my mom has always told me to do that.
Hmm.
And there's nothing that tastes better than something that you grew yourself. So,
Yeah. Are you going to eat the chickens?
yeah. I mean, eggs, chicken, they're like, to raise, like, for livestock.
Oh.
You think I'm going to have pet chickens?
I didn't know. I
That's
thought people just use the eggs, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't decided yet about, what I'm saying. I might have an emotional attachment to them and might
That's
not want to kill them, but
that's what I was
at the very
thinking.
least, like eggs.
Hmm. And you want cows as well.
Yeah, milk. not for myself, but for people. You know what I'm saying? Locally sourced milk. Everybody loves that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's just too many chemicals and everything nowadays. I
Yeah.
feel like everything makes me feel like shit. So I would just rather just like have it organic.
Mm-hmm. Did you grow up around animals?
Um, well, I actually used to be a vet assistant. Like I had an internship fresh out of high school, and
Mm-hmm.
I had taken a small animal care class and everything. I had wanted to be a vet up until I had to put down a rabbit, and like that did it for me. Like I'm not fit out. I'm not cut out to be putting down no animals. And you gotta
Okay.
separate yourself for that type of stuff. I can't do that. Like I was like crying. It was so emotional for me. Like to this day, like literally, I'm still talking
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
So I don't
It's,
know.
it's going to be interesting when you got to kill those chickens then.
I know that's what I
Yeah.
said. Like maybe I might not want to kill them. I just take the eggs. But you know what I'm saying? Who knows? You know, when push comes to shove, you just never know because sometimes this chicken nowadays, like chicken in the South, be tasting kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, I think American chicken in general
That's
probably
for
got a
yeah,
lot of GMOs and stuff,
yeah. There's
steroided chicken and stuff.
I don't know. They just have like really weird lumps and stuff inside them now, and it just tastes a little weird. It has been grossing me out. Like I didn't eat any other meat like for a couple of years, and then like this past year, I reintroduced like red meat into my lifestyle because I was
Mm.
like, I'm not gonna keep doing it. Like this chicken tastes fucking weird.
Do you own any animals?
No. Well, I mean, I have a bird, but he's at my parents' house.
It's going to be interesting to go from not owning animals to running a farm.
Well, I've always grown up with animals.
Okay.
So the first time in my life that I didn't have animals is literally just right now because I travel so much. But I
Right.
actually just put a deposit on a puppy.
Okay.
So he was just born like last week, I want to say. So in a couple of weeks, I'll be able to pick him up. So
Okay.
it's a Frenchie. But I don't know. I love babies.
Yeah. A farm sounds like a lot of work, man.
Yeah, but that's also why, at the same time, like I know I'll probably be retired by then. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right.
or I just won't see anybody because, okay, part of me is like I love this so much. Like there are some people that you meet that you just wish like you guys will be friends for forever.
Yeah.
Like some of my clients, like I hope we're cool for as long as possible.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody grows up.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes that might be the case and sometimes that might not be the case.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've also thought, maybe like even if I wasn't online, like I would still see some of my regulars or some of my long term people that I've been seeing for a while.
Right.
Just because, like, I don't know, they're in my routine now. So I don't know.
Okay.
But then there's also like, I want that time for myself. There's when
Mm-hmm.
I'm older, I'm going to want to just enjoy it. Like, just enjoy how hard I worked, what I worked for,
Right.
and I don't really like going out a lot
Mm-hmm.
at all
Mm-hmm.
because I already go out so much. I travel so much.
Yeah.
So when I get to like be at home, it's really like to be at home.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind spending all of my time in the yard taking care of my land and my animals
Yeah.
for my life.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds peaceful.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah. I, we might have enough. Yeah, you can shout out your socials and your sites. Where people can find you.
Bigbootygoddess.com with 3 S's. BigbootyGoddess.com. Everything else is there. But Big Booty Goddess with 2 zeros, and you'll be able to find me.
Okay. That's the show.